So yeah, it's been a good 6 years since my last CD project, and during that time, spent a lot of time on the road, a lot of time reflecting, and I wasn't sure if I was going to make another record. And at the time, when I met Joseph through Chris Blackwell, he introduced us, and Joseph said, "Hey man, let's have a jazz label. Let's do a record."
One thing kind of led to another, and it was like, man, have you ever thought about doing a recording? Of course, he already had a few recordings, but they were, 2005, 2006, so it had been 4 or 5 years before he had done something. So that kind of snowballed and got the conversation rolling.
I don't know how to really describe the way it all came together, but it was just like, I knew Chinua, I knew Joseph, and I was like, this somehow has got to happen, and so we all ended up getting together, and man, it was just kind of like, well, we've got no money and nothing, let's make a record. I mean, it didn't make any sense.
And then he just started kind of working on these arrangements, and he took the songs in a totally different direction than I would have thought to go, and it was good. It's good.
I broke down my entire studio rig and moved into Chinua's house for 3 months. I basically lived there every day from 9 in the morning till 3 in the morning every day for 3 months.
Joseph had the vision the entire time. He was, I remember us recording the guitar parts, and at the time we were recording guitar, the only thing we had that had been recorded were drums. So it was the drums, and I was playing guitar to the drums, and everything else was going to come later.
There were definitely moments when things would completely stop, and I would get frustrated, and I'm sure Joseph would, but we kept having the reoccurring theme was, it's God's time. And once we would establish that again and talk about it again, we would just kind of relax and keep going on with our daily whatever we had to do until the time came to start again.
Joseph he would send us, songs that were being mixed and so forth, and we would listen, as we were going. And man, we were in a car, and it wasn't like we were, sitting in a room like this designed for listening to music so we could actually pay real close attention. We were going down the road and we were thinking, this or that, not second guessing, but
I was unsure. I was thinking, like, I feel like this is good. It feels good to me. I like this record, but I don't know if anybody else will. And that was the thing, and the more time goes on, the more you start to kind of, just have these little doubts and things, and I don't really know what it was that clicked. One day I just sat and I listened to the whole project, and I said, you know what, this feels good to me.
We had been living with the mixes for so long, you just kind of get used to the way that, that kind of becomes the record, So it stayed that way for a few months. Then it finally went to mastering, and when it came back from mastering, it was just like, now there's our record.
It was a little surreal because I couldn't believe we actually got there. Because it took a little while, even though I lived in his house for 3 months, and then the mixing took a little while due to John's schedule. But it was good because I was a little away from it. So when I finally heard it, it was like, wow.
And I put on my headphones, and I sat in the room, I cut the lights off, and I just put my head back, and I just closed my eyes with the headphones on, and the first couple of notes came on the first song, and I said, yeah, that's it. That's it. I love it. And that's all it took. And I listened to the rest of the record, and it just sounded amazing to me. So I was like, yeah, okay, we got us a record.